Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Awaken the World. My name is Garhen, and tonight we present the start of something entirely new. Opening the door, an opportunity to experience your higher self live during the video. And no, I'm not kidding. Hello, Jennifer, Cindy, Devora. Nice to see you all tonight. And we are going to really, what we're going to start with tonight is we're going to have a discussion on how this works and how it can work and how I've used it before with people to actually give them the experience. And whether or not we actually do the exercise tonight, it's a little hard to say. We'll see where people are at with it and if they're in the right state of mind, because that's very important. And part of this is numbers. It is important that we get as many people involved during one of these as possible. So, without further ado, we're going to get started. And it is so good to see you all. It really is. Kelly is here, along with one of our good friends from the group who's visiting us tonight. And we do love when members of our group find the time or the way to come and actually see us in person. We really do. It's an interesting experience. And then we get to deal with people face to face, up close and personal instead of just through the screen. But we do love the screen. I mean, we really do. It's fantastic. And as with everything else in our existence, I was speaking to a member privately today on the video chat, which is great. And it's a great way to communicate, and it offers a more personal, contact with each other. And I was speaking of the yin and yang, and you can see the yin and yang up after the opening the door. And we always get caught up looking at the dark side of it and the light side of it, and the fact that there's a little dot of dark within the light and a little dot of light within the dark. Oh, Jennifer, that is terrible. Darn it. That's okay. We're going to do this on a regular basis, actually. It usually takes a number of times for, a good percentage of the people to actually become deeply involved in it enough to have the experience. So don't fret. Don't worry about it. We're certainly going to do it again. And you can always watch the replay. So, with the yin and yang, we pay attention to that light side and we pay attention to that dark side. And there's a couple things we usually forget. Now, a lot of us will see that the yin and yang is actually encompassed and held in a circle, right? And that circle, in days past, we've known it as the Ouroboros, okay, the serpent grasping its own tail. And it is a symbol of eternity, a symbol of wholeness, of completion, of oneness, of being. But there is another part of the yin and yang that we miss. And I had this discussion with the member today. And that is this. In between the two halves is an undulating serpentine pathway. There is a line between the two, and that line is a path. And that path the Buddha would call the middle road. Christ referred to it as everything in moderation. And it is the path of balance between the two energies, and it is on that path, on that apparent tightrope that we see, and it starts off that way until one day it simply becomes a large, comfortable pathway you walk through the meadow filled with the scent of flowers. But that is the place where all our power is inherent within our being, that all our ability to choose for ourselves with perfect clarity is available to us, that place of centeredness and that place of balance. So we're going to talk about opening the connection to that place of centeredness and opening that connection to that place of balance as well. And in reality, that's a little bit of a misnomer to say we're opening it, because it is always open. Always are we receiving messages. It's just learning to tune ourselves, and that's what this is really about. It is an opportunity to meditatively tune yourself to the messages that are always streaming by you. You know, just like standing around, we're unaware of the radio waves and other types of electromagnetic energy that are coursing right through our body and around our body, and you have to tune to a certain frequency in order to receive and know that that radio station exists. So that radio station is out of sight and you don't hear it and you don't see it, but it's still there. The information is still there. The communication is still there, waiting, ready for you to go ahead and tune yourself to the right frequency. Choosing to hear is a really big part of this. You know, a lot of people have the idea that you have to meditate for 20, 30, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, that you know, achieving that state where you can actually feel that higher presence within you doesn't have to be that difficult. It really doesn't. It's really a case of how much you're willing to let go of in the moment. So the first thing we need to talk about is how many people actually took the time to do the prerequisite meditation and to, with as much feeling and intent as they could muster, intone with themselves verbally or silently the intention setting little mantra or phrase that I left there. I would be really curious to see. That is a big part of this. It really comes down to attention. Excellent, Cindy. That's wonderful. And it is critical that you come to the wonderful Jennifer. You know, it is critical that we come to that gateless gate. And you have to love the Eastern ways, you know, okay? Because the gateless gate is so much more. An intense session this morning, that's good. It probably will not function very well for you this evening, Devora, but certainly we'll give it a try and see. The gateless gate is a place that you must approach with reverence. And there is a reason for it, okay? That is the true altar. That is the true place where we sacrifice ourselves, where we let go of our concept of self, because no eye may pass through that gate, that gateless gate. And yet at the edge of that gateless gate, there is a place. There is a place where the grass has been, you know, patted down and piled, where every master has sat in meditation, where every person who's ever had the intent to, should I jump off? No, absolutely not. You should still make the intent. Absolutely. You should make the intention right now with yourself, intone the intention, calm your mind, listen to the sound of my voice, and open yourself to what can happen. At that gateless gate, there is a place, and in that place, every single entity that has ever meditated, has ever worked themselves towards raising their consciousness, that is the place that they have sat. And you are approaching to sit now at that place. It is you who now are coming towards that gateless gate. We must let go of everything. And when I say let go of everything, part of this involves trust. I am not going to mass hypnotize you, but I am going to take you very deep into your being. And it will be totally up to you. And you will be totally under your own control. And I will not have any control over you or any ability to affect you outside of the ability you lend me to take you deeper, to take you further than you've been. Now we have to be clear. We're going to hold these opening door sessions once a week as a meditative experience. And for the first few, we will start in this way with a little discussion until people get used to the format and how we're going to do it. And then we're going to use this as an opportunity and a time where we can come together as a group. How many wish to show up, hopefully will grow. And in those numbers, connected across time and space, connected across the globe, we will all occupy the same circle. We will all sit facing each other at that table. We really will. And it will be an experiential, meditative experience. So, today maybe you're watching on your television or your phone or in some situation where you don't have that peace and quiet, where you don't have that sense of solitude. And for today, that's okay. But what we want to do is we want to find a place for it. And even though after the fact will be beneficial, it is really going to be during the live that the power inherent within all of us will be able to manifest. There is a phrase in the Bible that has so much more depth. It is seen very one-dimensionally, and that is where two or more are gathered in my name, I am there with them. I am there with you. I am present. Right? And, according to most typical translations, we read that as, well, if there's two people praying to God, then God's standing there with them. God's right there. And that is actually not the case. There's a far deeper alchemical, mystical meaning behind that was being alluded to. And that is, whenever two or more of any consciously aware being are gathered together, the amount of available energy, the amount of directable conscious energy grows logarithmically. So if you have two people, it is twice as powerful. If you have four people, it is 2 squared powerful. 2 times 2 is 4. If you add 2 more people, you have 2 times 2 times 2. You have the power of 8. And as these numbers grow up, the power grows logarithmically. And we see this in any large group event. For example, a riot. There's a whole bunch of people who get subsumed under the conscious awareness of a number of people who wish to riot, and they end up falling into it. They end up being literally psychically dragged along in their unconscious state. This, of course, is about pulling you up, not dragging you anywhere, but pulling you up to a higher level. It really is. Letting go of everything. During these sessions, you want to let go of everything. You want to let go of your identity. You want to let go of the concept that you are sitting there. This is something that eventually I would ask that you would consider approaching as much as possible with your eyes closed, in a state of meditative awareness, in a state of true listening. And the best way to do that is to follow the breath, to become consciously aware of the breath, to allow that breath deepen, and become more steady. The goal of course, is to recognize ourself. And in that there will be a knowing. In that there will be a recognition. There will be a sensation that will begin. And how this actually works is I will be guiding and directing all of your intent as a whole, the whole group. I will be taking that intent and I will be molding it and fashioning it into an arrow, and that arrow will be shot into the heart of all of our being to open that doorway. So we're going to have a run through this evening, and I'm going to basically induct all of you into a more meditative, more open state of awareness, a state of stillness, a state of profound calm, a state where the troubles of your day simply begin to fade away. And I'm going to do so through the sound of my voice. And I would ask that you would close your eyes, or perhaps look down your nose and pick a spot that your eyes will naturally rest upon. Feel your being. Watch as you inhale. Notice the slight pause between the inhale and the exhale. Notice the slight pause before you re-inhale again. These two places are the doorways within our being to enter into communion with our higher self. As you breathe, allow every breath, every inhale to take you deeper inside of your being, deeper than you've ever gone, beyond the fear, beyond the guilt, beyond your opinions, beyond your perceptions, beyond your thoughts. There lies a light. Allow your breath to take you deeper and deeper and deeper into your being. For the purpose of this exercise, for the purpose of this journey together, we see ourselves walking hand in hand. And as each of us reach and hold on to each other's hand, we feel a surge of growing power within us. Begins tickling the skin. The prickling sensation when one enters a lightning storm. And as we reach that brilliant white light and encircle it, our hands join together. We realize the source of the light is within ourselves. We are journeying together within ourselves. If thoughts arise, allow them to pass as a cloud in a clear sky. For it is the sky that you are. With every breath, allow yourself to expand beyond the boundaries of your body. Feel that breath, a rolling wave. The sea of consciousness is breathing you. Life itself is breathing you. Encircling that globe of wondrous white light, hand in hand, feeling the power radiating through us, we set our intention. I want you to choose a doorway within your own being right now. It can be your third eye. It can be your nostrils. It can be the top of your head. It could be your little toe, your navel, your heart. And in your mind's eye, I want you to create a glowing door in the place you have chosen. A door of infinite white light. Once you have chosen this door, I want you to envision yourself seated before it. This door leads to your higher self. This door is an opening to the beginning of conscious awareness of the divine within you in every moment of your existence. As you gaze upon this magnificent glowing door of perfect white light, you realize that there is a handle. I want you in this moment to fashion the handle in the form that you wish. Choose the shape of the handle. Choose the feel of the handle. Make the handle slightly warm to the touch. Standing now, surrounded by our loved ones, surrounded by our ancestors. We step forward. We reach out. We place our hand with surety and awareness on the handle. And we open the door. And walk through. Om Shri Mani Padme Hum. Becoming consciously aware of our breath again. There is a resonance that is staying within our being. Something palpable. Something you can feel. It is the stirring of the awakening. The raising of your vibrational state. The beginning of a perfect, constant connection with that which you truly are. I'm going to count slowly backwards from 5 to 1. And when we reach 1, we will find ourselves together again in this physical illusion, where we will take the time to share our experiences and talk about them. 5, 4, allow that door to swing shut, knowing now that there is an easy, simple way to walk through that door. 4, we return our attention to the circle of beings with us in gratitude and appreciation for the strength they have shared with us on our journey. 3, 2, 1. Our eyes open. Back into the physical realm again. And now I'd really like to hear a little bit of feedback on how everyone who could participate tonight made out. I mean, please feel to comment right now if you'd like. It doesn't always happen the first time. It all depends on how open, how many people we had focused. We crossed time and space together. We were all in the same space. I know. I saw you. You were there. Hopefully, over a little bit of time, this will become deeper and deeper with you. And you will find that doorway eventually to the point where you simply take the door off the jamb and leave an opening. But this is a beautiful and wonderful way to work towards that. And it is my fondest wish, as it is always, that I may serve you and find some way to help you in your awakening, because that serves us all. And this is one of the new things that we're going to start doing. And I do want some feedback because, you know, it takes a little bit of time, a little bit of effort. And if people are not into it, that's okay. I totally understand. But if you are into it, I certainly want to make it a regular part of our week, where we can take time, meditate together a little more, have these opening the door experiences. And that's awesome. Totally awesome, Cindy. This is great. Yeah, it moves me. I got to tell you, you know, the doorway for me has been wide open for a long time. So, you know, I put the door back there, and the door literally blows itself off the hinges, and I walk through, and I'm flooded in my being. And I want that for every one of you. I do. It's available to you. There is nothing special about me that is not special about you. Keep that in mind. It really was. Devora says, oh, awesome, Devora. A golden key. Very good. Yeah, we make these things personal. This is part of creating ritual. Okay? And we talked about creating ritual before. Ritual is enacting within the physical realm, yet in full awareness of all the realms, of all the levels of consciousness, and intentional and consciously aware action of some sort to represent and reconnect and remember our being. And that is my fondest wish and desire for each of you. We're going to leave it here tonight. I don't want to overtalk, and that's exactly it. I would like everyone to please continue the meditation tonight if they have time. And I will do the same with myself. And I would ask that you leave some comments. Perhaps I'll post this as the replay on the Facebook page, and you can make some comments as to ways you would find it more comfortable, or any additional things that I can add into it that will help you. And I would truly, truly love to make this a regular part of our experience together. Okay? Much love to you all. Spend some time with your experience and enjoy it. I hope it's been beneficial. Namaste.